Hey you guys, it's Bree. We are in North Texas in Zone 8A. It is currently 46 degrees, but the last 2 nights it's actually dropped down below freezing. Only like 1 or 2 degrees below freezing, so not anything too crazy. However, it did definitely do some damage in my garden. Now, a couple days ago, I did come out and harvest all the peppers that were on my plants, except for a few that were kind of buggy and stuff like that. So I left those on there. So I will show you the harvest I got when we go back inside. Since it has dropped below freezing, I did lose some things in the garden, but some things look totally fine. So I figured we'd go ahead and come out together. I'm just standing on the outside of the fence of the garden, so I can see a couple things already, but I haven't actually gone through and looked at everything yet. So the first thing that I wanted to show y'all is the rose bush that is still looking perfectly fine. It actually still has a rose on it, so let's go ahead and start by looking at that. So I have this Beverly rose here on the end of the garden bed here, and you can see this rose is absolutely beautiful, and there's still buds all over it. There's one there, and then there's that one up there as well. Oh, and there's this one right in front of me as well. So this plant does not seem to be bothered by the freezing temperatures at all whatsoever. A couple of these are looking okay. My pincushion flowers, can't even tell that we had a frost. They still look absolutely perfect. My dwarf morning glory, you can tell the foliage looks a little dark, or hopefully you can with the light. It unfortunately is not looking good at all. Now this is one thing that I didn't show y'all in the garden tour because I didn't notice it until recently, but my dahlias that I thought were completely dead did actually pop back up. Started to bloom, but because of the frost, these leaves are completely done. So I won't actually get to see any full pretty flowers on it, but I thought that was cool that they did come back, even though I thought they were completely dead. My lantana, unfortunately, completely dead. All the leaves are completely black. Beauty bush doesn't look harmed at all, but the canna lilies, you can see the leaves on that. The inside still looks nice and green, but everything on the tips is completely dead and burnt. So I'm okay with what didn't really make it on the outside. I got a lot of life out of those when they were blooming, so I'm okay with that. I see my lantana over here. My rose of Sharon still looks okay. The hibiscus definitely looks like it has some damage on it, but not too terribly bad. Now, one thing I'm extremely happy about, the salvia still looks perfect. So that's one of my favorite plants, so I'm happy to see that made it okay. The rock rose, the leaves feel a little wilty, so we'll see how that does. And then this hibiscus over here, the leaves are a little black and crispy. It does look like my ornamental allium is still doing okay, and then that is that the yarrow coming back? I'll be honest, I forgot which plant that was, but I think it's the yarrow, and it looks like it's actually coming back, so we'll see how that does. Now let's go inside the garden. Those caterpillars completely ate my passion vine above the trellis down to sticks. So I think I'm actually going to put something else on this trellis next year. And I see the beans definitely got zapped with the freezing temperatures. But my plan is to have something really, really beautiful over the arbor next year. Oh, you guys, I see something very exciting. But before I show y'all that, let me show y'all what I was actually intending to show y'all first. So let's look at the pepper plants. So these are all the pepper plants. These are my jalapenos and my poblanos. And I can tell they are all soft. So I think the cell walls are destroyed on this. So I'm glad I came out and harvested all the peppers. I don't know, like here's a pepper right here. So it feels a little mushy. So we'll see. I'll leave the plants out here. You can see that the marigolds still look really, really good. Those ones over there, maybe not so much. But look, I still have all these beautiful marigolds. Look at this. So many flowers. These are the ones that I got from starts at Home Depot. But this one is the one that I started from seed. Look how big that flower is. Now the foliage does feel all soft, like it may be damaged, but we'll see how that does. And then all my lettuce still looks okay. Now I want to show y'all this. After I planted all this stuff, I came in and just threw a bunch of lettuce seeds all over the bed. And we have gotten so much rain recently. So I do see little lettuce sprouts all over the bed. And the transplants are looking okay. I don't know if they've really gotten much bigger, but they're still alive, and that's what matters. So nothing really to update in this bed. The onion tops are extremely soft, so we'll see how those do. And the fig tree, and that leaf looks a little damaged, but it feels okay. So we'll see if the figs still, let me see. They feel a little soft, but we'll see how those do. Okay, you can see like this piece was obviously damaged. So this is the newer growth that is damaged, but everything that's kind of been here for a while feels okay. So we'll see how those do. Basil, complete goner. Flowers, completely done. All the foliage, completely done. So that's a loss. My peanut plant, it might actually be time to harvest this. Normally I'm supposed to harvest it once the plant starts dying back. And I know this is dying back because of the frost. You can see there's still flowers on it and stuff down in there. But it might come out, but I'll do this in a separate video. Yeah, see, look, there's more flowers all over it. But I don't know, I'll leave it. There is still some new growth on it, and you can see new growth coming up at the top. So we might leave it for a couple days and just see what it does. The sage, completely fine, but this is what I wanted to show y'all. Do you see all those little green sprouts? Those are all carrot seeds. Look at those. Now I will definitely have to go in and thin those. I was pretty heavy-handed when I was seeding them. This variety right here doesn't have as many coming up, but look at all that. And then over here, these ones might be a little bit harder to see, but look at all those carrot seeds popping up. So many. And then I think, is that a radish? I think that might be a radish. Because of the rain, it must have moved the seeds, because the radish seeds were all planted right here. And those look like a couple carrot seeds coming up. And then I know I planted radish seeds back here. I don't really see anything. But I am happy to see all those little carrots popping up. Big kids are home from school today. I guess the band is going to a competition or something like that, so they closed school. And my son is 12. My daughter is going to be 13 in a few days, and they do not get along at all whatsoever. So they're driving me nuts. So I do have 2 more beds to show y'all, and I think that's it. So first, this one, I kind of knew it wasn't going to be good because it already wasn't really doing good, even though it hadn't even gotten too freezing yet, but that's the amaranth. It looks pretty sad. That's what that looks like. So, like I said, I knew that wasn't going to do good because it was already looking rough. Parsley still looking okay over there. This is the oregano, still looking good. Here's one of my poblanos. The leaves feel pretty bad, but I'm going to leave these peppers on there and see how they do. Now, I do have some stuff popping up. I don't know if that's the alyssum. If I did sprinkle that everywhere. Got something purple coming up right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then lots of little seedlings right here. Oh, look. Okay, so this right here is a Swiss chard. I know it is because I planted Swiss chard, like 4 of them around each emitter. And I don't know if I see any other ones coming up, but I know that's what that is. And I don't see any beets coming up over there at all. Actually, hold on, I do. I believe that is a beet. And that might have been a beet, but it got frost damage. But that corner is pretty empty, so nothing there. Okay, I still have not put any diatomaceous earth on these plants, and now I don't even know if it's going to be worth it. So this right here is a broccoli. As you can see, pretty severely eaten. That's another broccoli and another broccoli. That's my Ruby Perfection cabbage. And look at my kale. This is my dinosaur kale. I don't know. There is some new growth down in there, so I don't know. Maybe it'll survive. But as I'm looking around, I see like my Swiss chards look a little rough. Oh, look at something ate the seedling. And I don't really see much going on in the... Oh, well, there's some Swiss chard over there and over there. But I had sprinkled tons of alyssum seeds, and I don't see anything growing in here. Obviously, with the frost, I knew I was going to lose some stuff. Now, yes, I could have actually come out here and covered some stuff, but it's okay. I got a lot going on, so I figured I would go ahead and just whatever survived, and whatever didn't. It looked like the lantana in the iris bed didn't make it, but the salvia did, so that's okay. I'm going to look at the basil and the gomphrena over here. Let's see. Yeah, this basil, pretty sad and droopy. Now the gomphrena, it still looks okay. I didn't harvest any of the seeds like I wanted to, but that's okay. I am super excited. We are going to be redoing this deck very soon. Now that the temperatures have gotten cooler, it's easier to work outside, and I cannot wait. I've lived here for over 5 years now, and basically never been able to use that patio because the boards are so bad. So now we're over here on my bedroom side of the house. So my lemongrass looks beautiful. Let me show y'all. It doesn't look phased at all whatsoever. Absolutely love that. This fig tree in the pot doesn't actually look that bad. I think that's okay. And then the rose bush, wild as ever, doesn't look phased at all whatsoever. Now I don't think I see any buds on here. Let me look. No, I don't see a single bud on this plant, but I would love to see some soon. So I don't know if I really want to consider this a November garden tour. It is November 1st, and so I guess it is technically a November garden tour. But I think I might update y'all later in the month because I want to show y'all what those carrots end up looking like, and I'll update y'all and let y'all know if I actually did lose all the plants for sure. The basil and the lantana and the amaranth, I know 100% I did lose those. Those are completely done for. And oh, I wanted to look at the mint and the jasmine. I forgot to look at those. My crepe myrtles still look okay. Let's see. Yeah, those still look perfectly fine. Let me show y'all. I know it's hard to tell with the light, but those look perfectly fine. Oh, and look. It looks like we have some anemones popping up on that side too. All those. Now this sedum looks pretty rough. But my sister and I did decide, we think that is a jasmine, and then there is another one right there as well. So I still haven't done anything with this. I want to get a bigger trellis for right there. Or if you watch Dig, Plant, Water, and Repeat, I think that's her name, she does, I can't remember what it's called, an esparlay or something like that. She does something in her front where she puts wire up on the walls and then trains the vines up that. And I actually kind of thought about doing that. So we'll see. I don't know if I will or not, but to be determined. I guess we'll end it right here where I started. This is my peach tree. It has not dropped all its leaves yet. It still looks big and beautiful. I do need to trim this pretty good this fall or this winter because my husband complains because he can't mow through here and through here very easily, and because you can see how low the branches are. So I don't know, I might try to trim it to try to make it more of a upright tree. We'll see. Last year was my first year actually pruning it, and It definitely seemed to have helped a lot, but he's complaining that he can't mow. So I better make that easier for him. Well, that's it for this video, you guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one. Side note, we kind of got a cat. You're okay. She showed up, and we've been feeding her, and we named her Ghost. And she's really cute. Aren't ya? I almost forgot to show y'all my pepper harvest from the other day. I got a full basket. Now, the one I'm most excited about is this poblano pepper. Look how big this thing is. Pretty awesome. The rest are just my jalapenos. Nothing too crazy. But I was pretty happy to have this harvest before the frost came. I just noticed this one has a bunch of little stripes on it. I've read or heard that the more stripes there are, the spicier it'll be. So we'll see. But I'm excited to use these tonight. I'm going to make a chicken chili relleno soup. And the recipe calls for these poblanos. So I'm pretty excited to use vegetables grown from our garden for dinner tonight.